Thank you for your willingness to provide feedback on the proposed WIDA Alternate Access exit criteria. This brief presentation will provide background on how the proposed exit criteria were identified. After watching this video, please take a moment to complete the short feedback survey, sharing any insight you have into the proposed WIDA Alternate Access exit criteria. To begin, 379 students participated in the WIDA Alternate Access in 2018. Many of these students were participating for the second consecutive year, and most earned a P1 or P2 composite level. As seen in the graph on the left, 48% of students participating in the WIDA Alternate Access in 2018 earned a P1 composite level, whereas 24% of students participating in the WIDA Alternate Access in 2018 earned a P2 composite level. 267, or 70%, of the WIDA Alternate Access participants also took the MSAA in the same year. The primary disabilities and grade age distributions of these students were very similar to those of English-only students who also took the MSAA. Around half of students at the P1 level, or 48%, and 3 out of 4 at the P2 level, or 77%, earned on-track or mastered on the ELA portion of the MSAA. Students with missing composite levels, or A1 through A3 levels, were much less likely to earn on-track or mastered on the MSAA. This is noted in the graph on the left, with only 14% of students taking the WIDA Alternate Access missing a composite level, earning on-track or mastered on the EL MSAA, and only 13% of students with a composite level of A1 through A3 on the WIDA Alternate Access earning on-track or mastered on the EL MSAA. Because of this, there appears to be a relationship between student performance on these two different assessments, the WIDA Alternate Access and the MSAA ELA. Notice, though, that even at the P2 level, students are not guaranteed to earn on-track or mastered. Likewise, only half of English-only students who took the MSAA were proficient in 2018. This information is the first step in determining our exit criteria for the WIDA Alternate Access. The question is not where the WIDA Alternate Access students are able to earn proficiency on the MSAA, but rather where WIDA Alternate Access students perform similarly to their English-only peers, labeled as EO on the box plot. When we look at the distribution of MSAA scale scores in ELA, we see that students at the P1 level, circled in red, are centered around the median scaled score of their English-only peers, labeled as EO in the box plot. In comparison, students at the P2 level perform substantially above their English-only peers on the MSAA in ELA. We use similar methodology to identify the appropriate composite exit criteria on the WIDA Access 2.0. Then we set a secondary literacy exit criteria at a slightly lower level. You may recall that the composite exit score on the WIDA Access 2.0 is 4.2, while the literacy score is 4.0. The WIDA Alternate Access does not have decimals. Given this, it seems most appropriate to set the secondary literacy criteria as P1 as well. When we conduct the same analysis for the MSAA in math, we see similar results, with students taking the WIDA Alternate Access with composite scores at the P1 level showing very similar performance to their English-only peers. When we apply these exit criteria to the 2018 WIDA Alternate Access, around half of the students would have exited. Exit rates appear similar across primary disabilities and language groups when applied to our very small data set. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this brief overview on the proposed WIDA Alternate Access exit criteria. Please complete the accompanying survey to provide feedback on the proposed exit criteria.